Second Cup, brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
Hey guys, good morning to you.
Good
Thanks for
morning.
joining us here on Second Cup, sponsored by
The Nickel Plate.
Nickel Plate. Here you go.
Thank you so
May
much.
I offer you a hot beverage?
Oh, lovely. Drink it all in one go.
So they're our sponsor. You can go stop by there and get your Cuppies mugs. They're a little bit different than these.
Yeah, they got great stuff.
Those little white mugs. Yeah, and you know what? I did some Christmas shopping while I was there.
Good place to do
We
it.
were there live last week, and I did a little bit of Christmas shopping. Hi.
Easy.
I knew you'd come in here because there was food. Yeah, we've got the pizza.
We got something over here.
Cheers to you.
Yummy. All right.
Aaron Mankowski's got a piece of Top's breakfast pizza behind the scenes, and he's holding it up like he's going to do cheers.
That was a conversation this morning because Taylor Anthony was at Tops talking about, deals and stuff and ways to save, because we talk about all the time. Prices at the grocery store jumped a lot. The price of eggs up like 8%. Mm-hmm. So we're talking to ways to save, when you're cooking for the holidays. And then they had this
breakfast pizza. It's breakfast pizza. Have you ever had the Top's breakfast pizza? I have to say, listen, we don't, lean one way or the other when it comes to a lot of this stuff, but I'll say their breakfast pizza is very good. Paul and I have had it. It's pretty good.
I'm going to try it here. I'm going to tell my family to come on.
My friends really like it for a tailgate. We like to pick it up, bring it out to the tailgate. It's something it's better when it's warm. I think this was a little bit cold, so we can try that.
Everyone's like, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. And I'm like, what's going on here? I love breakfast. I'm a huge breakfast fan. I really appreciate the sanctity of a good breakfast. And I really do feel like it's sacrilegious to throw it on a pizza crust and this is cheese underneath the egg.
Oh yeah, it's pizza. Hello. We'll give it a try in a minute. Question for you guys as you're getting ready and doing the holiday thing. I'm sure a lot of people are making their cookies, and my family usually makes pierogi. I'm not gonna lie, we haven't quite gotten it together this year.
It's a lot of work, pierogi. That's like
they're a lot of work
situation.
They're an all-day situation, and we've just had more things going on this year than usual.
Yeah.
As we attempt to prepare a nursery and get ready for in addition to our family. So pierogi day got pushed back a little. I don't know if we're actually even going to do it. We'll figure something out. But that being said, when I saw the price of eggs went up 8%, I went and just kind of looked them up. So I looked up Wegmans really quick just for, because I have their app on my phone. And regular eggs were about $5 a dozen. 18 eggs were $7.40 maybe a dozen. I did see that they had some eggs on sale.
But some of them, the organic ones, are like $11.
Yeah, I mean, the organic ones, I never really price checked organic eggs. Oh, okay, so here, you can get 2 for $12 of the 18 count. So that's $6
that's a lot.
For each 18 pack.
So then if you need a bunch for a couple recipes, then you can get them.
If you're just getting a regular dozen eggs, $4.99. Those were the extra large eggs. No, grade A, double A large eggs. And then you could get cage-free large eggs right now, a dozen of them for $3.49. So I do think that egg prices have gone up since the last time I've tracked. It's been a little bit of time since I price tracked.
They certainly have. Howard says, gosh, I just bought jumbo eggs at Wegmans for $3.89 last Thursday.
Okay.
And a week later.
And Kim is saying she got 2 cartons of 18 eggs at BJ's for $9.
She just has great deals. Lorianne says, need eggs for cookies. I'm going to make cookies tonight for tomorrow. I know Aaron Mankowski is listening because he wants some. And I'm going to have to go grab some more eggs. And I bought eggs maybe 3 times over the past week. I mean, that adds up.
Okay, I'm trying to see if anybody else has gone and done their have you guys noticed that the cost of anything that you're using this time of year, eggs, flour, any of that has gone up? Butter. Somebody was just saying that they noticed that butter was really expensive somewhere.
I feel like most of those dairy products, I made pistachio churros over the weekend.
Oh,
white chocolate pistachio churros. And a lot of egg required for that. So that, and then I noticed heavy cream. That was pretty expensive.
Oh, you know what? And somebody brings up a good point, because I might have this for my eggs. I might have it. See, I have it on pickup. So let me change it to the in-store because that changes the price a little bit, and that's important.
Oh, someone said you can go to Wegmans and they have the 2 for $8 deal.
2 for $8. Okay, let me see if I get that here.
Sarah says she always thinks of you when you have to buy olive oil. So expensive lately.
I can't with the olive oil.
Olive oil is nuts.
So this, I have the in-store price, and the Wegmans app is telling me the in-store price right now for the 18 pack. Where did that go? You know how you can get like the 2, buy 2 for $12. Yeah. It's still saying buy 2 for $12.
Okay.
Yeah. But here you can get the cage-free in store for $2.99 for a dozen. And then you can get those. You said you like the brown eggs, but you don't.
not the organic.
Not
'cause
the
that's gonna go
organic
up
ones.
$5.
I know. It's so tricky.
Kim says butter was $17 for three. Three, like just one, or like the packs of 4 that it comes
Probably
in.
the packs of 4.
Packs
like
of 4,
for 3
17.
3 of the pounds of butter.
Bad. Lori says Aldi's were reasonable, forgot the price, and of course she forgot eggs. No, there's nothing worse than forgetting eggs. I think last time I was at Aldi, they were around like $4.30 something, $4.39, I think.
Elizabeth saying Save a Lot is even increasing prices on butter and eggs, milk and oil.
It's pretty much everything you need to do all your baking, right?
Yeah. Here Jennifer says eggs were $22 for 90 at Sam's Club last week.
90 eggs.
Yeah, so I mean, if you bake
I know
a
that
ton,
they do like in bulk situation, but where am I putting all those eggs?
so that's right. Maybe you have to have like a second fridge or something like that. Howard says he only buys the brown eggs. Yeah, Kim says it was like the packs of the 3 pounds.
Packs of 3, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just really interesting to me that so overall the consumer price index said the price of eggs was from October to November, because we didn't have the December numbers yet, but that they had gone up 8%.
8%.
And it's just funny because I was doing the weekly grocery tracking, and then I kind of switched to like more just keeping an eye out for some like different anomalies. And that one kind of stood out to me. And then you know what else was up? Beef was up about 3%. I also think about that this time of year because my family loves like prime
Like
rib.
a roast or something like that.
Yeah. Grocery prices overall, this is the November prices, up 0.4%. There was the eggs, and then I did beef and veal. They were like
3.1.
looped together when it comes to the consumer price index.
People are telling me I need to try Crosby's breakfast pizza. They're the best in the region.
Okay.
So that's, I guess, next on the list. My Aunt Diane's here. She said she's with me. She's not feeling the breakfast.
And our boss is here too, saying if you've got a holiday party, it's Aldi. The snacks and the prices.
Oh, yeah. If you need like a quick charcuterie board for the cheese and the meats, anywhere else you're paying so much. But
they
not
do
there.
have a good cheese and meat selection there for those charcuterie prices.
I want to get this out of the way.
Okay, you want to try it?
It's the elephant in the room.
Okay.
I can smell it and I'm scared. Oh, it is cold.
I know it's cold. It's so much better hot. It's not going to be a fair.
What's on top here?
You know, when Paul and I get it, sometimes it's bacon. I can't tell if this is like cheese. No, I think it's bacon.
Bacon?
Yeah, it's bacon.
All right.
You were bacon?
Yeah. Here we go. Breakfast pizza. First time ever.
It's good. Now imagine it warm. It's good.
It's not bad. I don't know if I love it.
You'd definitely like it better if it was warm. It's hard because the cheese is like not its
The
best
cheese is doing a
consistency right
weird
now.
cheese thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just heat it up. All caps.
I know.
Okay, maybe I'll get another slice and I'll heat it up in the
I know.
microwave out there.
Toss them
It's
like
not the worst thing that I've ever had.
no. It's actually pretty
The
good.
concept of it is really not my favorite, but it could be much worse.
We like
Okay.
a breakfast pizza.
I was wrong about breakfast pizza, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
God.
Marguerite says, tell her it won't be the same if it's cold.
Oh,
I know.
I'm getting bacon everywhere. Sorry.
Elizabeth, this is an interesting one too. I love talking about prices at the grocery store. I love looking into all this stuff. I am a person who needs more of a life, apparently. But Elizabeth says pork tenderloin, almost $10 a piece, and they were kind of small.
That's a lot.
I like to buy the club packs of those or like the party packs of those and then freeze them individually in the freezer.
Pork is really expensive. I made like a pork shoulder a couple weeks back.
Okay.
I think that was like, I don't know, $13.
See, pork tenderloin's usually not that bad if you buy it in the big packs, but then you got to freeze each of them. Interesting.
I'm still eating it because I'm really hungry, guys.
Go for it. I was also going to pull up, yes, Lori, talking about the bird flu. It seems like it only likes to hit around the holidays, right? So that was kind of what they were attributing this cost of eggs going up. And then my mom was saying eggs were $3.99 at Weggs last week. Mom, they're on sale now. So if you could do the in-store prices. And before I had the pickup prices, because I'm not going to lie, I've been a little bit lazy and I picked up some groceries.
That's not lazy. I think that's efficient. Best way to do it.
So these were the cage-free large eggs, 12 count, that were $2.99 right now. You're saving $1.50. So there are some options to get like a decent
way.
But I'm telling you, like there were years, Mom, when we were making pierogi, I mean, there were years where you were getting eggs for like 99 cents. Am I wrong?
Oh,
Like 99 cents, $1.50. Like, I mean, we're talking, we've been doing this for a long time, but it just seems like, I understand supply and demand and what exactly we have available to us, but
Peter says, Katie, you'll be in labor doing price checking at the same time.
No, that I don't plan to be doing.
That would be hilarious. I think
But I
we'll be
haven't.
busy.
What'll be new will be if we have to get like baby food
Or
or
price tracking on the formula.
if we have to do formula. I don't know. You know what I mean? And then I have not checked the prices of many of those. I mean, I hear they're expensive. And then my friends' kids love the little pouches and stuff. So I was actually at the
like the
grocery
little,
store
like,
the other day
yogurts and
keeping an eye on
applesauce.
how much those little pouches were.
I get those for myself.
Do you?
Yeah.
What are they, like 99 cents I was seeing, like
No.
129,
Yeah,
99
like
cents.
$2-3.
For one pouch?
Oh, for one pouch?
Yeah.
No, yeah. I usually buy them in like the pack of
Oh, okay.
6.
Yeah.
Like $3.
Okay. Because I was looking at some of the like single pouches.
Now, Shonda brings something up here. She says, don't get me started on minimum wage, because this is another thing we're going to talk about here today. It's creeping up to what I make with a 4-year degree and 30 plus years of experience. Who's getting screwed here? And I think that's an incredibly valid point and a valid question, because things keep changing, right? So this is a part of a long-term plan for New York State to increase minimum wage by a little bit every year. So it started off, I don't know, a couple dollars back, but now it's going to be $15.50 starting on January 1st.
Okay. So doing the quick math, you're making about $32,000 a year.
On $15.50?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I mean, some people who are working minimum wage jobs are trying to feed a family.
Mhm.
And I think that's the idea here, right? Everyone's struggling. Inflation's happening. We're struggling to buy eggs at the grocery store. How can we make it easier for people? And New York State is like, okay, well, we're working on increasing minimum wage. So at the very least, people can be making that much money a year. But then for people who own businesses who are, having to pay these people, they've got to figure out what to do with their bottom line. And then people like Chandra are saying, no, it's, starting to be competitive where other people who are working minimum wage are making the same amount as you are.
So okay, $32-ish thousand a year is what the minimum wage is going to go up to, because it's going to be $15.50 outside of New York City, and that starts January 1st.
This has been happening for years. It's been a steady increase.
Yeah, it's been like an incremental increase, and the people who have had a hard time, I feel like this, or maybe the hardest time with this, is small business owners. We've heard from them time and time again. Restaurant owners, people who have workers who, now they're adding just those. I mean, when you think about it, it's adding, an extra amount to everybody's paycheck.
Yeah. And then they're also paying a lot more, especially if you have like a restaurant or something like that. You're paying more for food.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's costing more. And then you have to pay your employees even more. It's then even harder for them to meet their bottom line.
Mm-hmm. So let us know, what do you think about that? The minimum wage going up?
Yeah.
Again, here across New York State. And like Taylor said, we knew this was happening. But it starts again. Gosh, it's so hard to believe that January is like a couple weeks away.
2 weeks.
Just like my mind is
it's happening really
blown.
quick.
Michael thinks we're going to get less service because of it. Maybe.
Yeah, it seems like everything's so up in the air. Sarah says, I agree, minimum wage should go up, but then everyone else's wages should go up too. How do we do that?
That is interesting, because if you're a salaried worker, but now you see minimum wages going up, so people who are making minimum wage, yes, their wage is going up. But like someone was just saying, like now they're making close to what I make and I have a degree. So how do we get corporations to kind of keep up with that?
Yeah, that's a great question. Elizabeth says jobs that require a degree should be going up as well.
Same point.
For
Exactly.
everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Kim says $15.50 still not enough.
Interesting.
Because we just said that number. That's what you said was $32,000.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you have 2 kids. You're trying to put food on the table for you and your 2 kids, get Christmas gifts and all that. That's a reality for a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. And if you have to pay for childcare, maybe you're able to get, if you're making minimum wage, you might be able to get some sort of subsidy. But I'll tell you, it's not easy.
Yeah. And then federal minimum wage, Mark's saying, is still $7.25. Okay. I was saying that number earlier. That feels
right. Except here in the state, it's changing. So, Julie says her opinion on raising minimum wage, it just makes the price of everything else go up. Mighty Taco used to sell 2 burritos for $5. Minimum wage raises the prices and makes them go through the roof.
I think it's so tough.
Lori says the same thing, that wages keep going up and then food does too. Michael says too high for restaurants to keep servers. How about less taxes? Howard says salaried employees get it all the time. I was one for 45 years. They took his retirement away. My mom's saying she thinks minimum wage going up can make prices rise. It's a vicious cycle. And Kim's saying she thinks everybody should be able to get that raise.
I'm not going to say no to a raise for everybody. Let's all make more money, right?
Right.
I think we're all trying to figure out how to deal with, I mean, like you said, the cost of childcare, housing, right? If you pay rent or if you're, owning, it's a lot to just kind of get through the bills every single month.
And this is the toughest time of year.
You're trying to get everything crossed off that list and make sure you're not forgetting, oh yeah, what about the car insurance? And if you're doing those buy now, pay laters, you're getting a million different things in your email. Oh yeah, got to pay this, got to pay this.
Sarah says everybody should get the same raise. Linda says it's a vicious cycle. Cost of food goes up, wages go up, so people can afford to live. Interesting. Sarah also agreeing that everybody should get that raise. Somebody else said, wait, I just wanted to pull this up really quick because Diane was talking about, people were talking about things you have to buy, right? As we look into say, her son had triplets and his work had a diaper party for him. Huge help. Diapers are crazy expensive. Triplets? Imagine. Oh my goodness gracious.
3 of the little ones running around there?
What was that like, Diane? Was it so cute and also so overwhelming? That's how I would feel. I'd be like, this is the cutest, craziest scene.
I don't know how many diapers people go through, but I can only imagine if you have 3 little butts to put them on, they're going to be
I feel like you're probably doing diapers all the time. Yeah, but that's a great idea. A work diaper party. That's a cute idea. How old are they now, Diane? Ed would know, I think, if he was here.
A couple people are asking about Ed too. He's okay. He's still recovering.
I was chatting with him this morning. He says he's starting to feel on the up and up a little bit. Like we said, he wasn't feeling
not tip top shape. Ed. He's right. He's normally up here. He's not at his normal level of energy.
We've all convinced him that he thought he was invincible, even though he didn't like to hear that I think
he still thinks he's invincible.
Yeah, and he was like, I guess, whatever, because I think it slowed him down a little bit. But that's
so he's taking his time and he's relaxing. So I get to come and help out. Shout out Adam Campos.
Hi, Adam.
Good morning.
Yeah. Oh, Diane says yes. Very overwhelming, and I'm sure very adorable. They are 3 years old now.
3-year-olds.
I have a friend who had triplets too. Super cute.
Triplets.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I cannot imagine having 3 little ones running around.
Yeah, I know. Adorable. Howard says, Ed's going to milk this. He knows Katie will be out for months, so he needs to get his time in.
Everyone, focus on Ed right now.
Oh, that's so funny. Barbara says, when you raise the minimum wage to be competitive with people's pay that have worked hard to get where they are, you reduce the number of people who are working to get ahead. Now, that is interesting. I guess here's the thing. If you're a salaried employee or you are, somebody who's got that degree, I guess the question is, do you have more opportunity for salary advancement when it comes to your skills versus someone who's working maybe in a minimum wage role? But to get that, you've got to leave. And you a lot of times you have to go different places or get a different job.
Right. And then if you start somewhere new and you're now the bottom man on the totem pole, you have to then work your way up again. So it's that cyclical thing we're talking about. You have to kind of keep starting over.
Yeah. Really interesting.
Keep asking who's going to watch Ed when you're not here.
Yep.
He needs oversight.
No kidding. And then my mom was mentioning how people then get in trouble using credit cards to pay for things, and then you can't pay them off. And then that interest, we talk about this all the time. That interest on credit cards can be 30% plus. And that's really tough.
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
Somebody else was asking, do we have something fun to talk about for the holidays? I thought this story was pretty fun.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Has this ever happened in your household? This is a conversation, a tough one to have with your kids as you get close to Christmas. Let's say maybe, you're in the car, you told them to do one thing, stop kicking the seat, They're kicking, they're yelling, they're throwing things.
Or maybe let's say their grades have been, not where you'd like them to be. They're not studying the way they should be, or this and this and this. Parents, and be honest, because let's be honest, it's second cup. Have you ever gotten to the point where you threatened to cancel part of Christmas?
You're getting to that point. You reach your boiling point. You're like, you know what? No Christmas this year. Santa Claus said he's not coming.
If you don't behave, we're not getting Christmas gifts. Now, we know Santa would still come, obviously. But
he's a very busy man. And
do you think, as a parent, you've ever hit the point where you're like, you better behave, or else
I'm not doing this anymore.
We're not going to have presents for Christmas. Or you better behave, or else you're going to get coal in your stocking for Christmas.
Has that ever happened to you? Is this a real thing that's happening in households? I mean, I was an angel growing up, so I know nothing about this.
About a quarter of parents have used the threat of no gifts to make their kids behave.
That's a lot. That's a good portion of it. And I can see how you would get to that point. You're fed up, you're over it, and you're like, you know what? None of that. I'm done.
Yeah, right. See, Sarah, thank you for a little bit of honesty. You literally threaten this every other day.
It is a great incentive.
That's really funny.
Maureen actually drove my son to Father Baker's one time.
Maureen drove her son to Father Baker's once. Yes.
I'm glad the
Caitlin
Cuppies are keeping it real with this here.
definitely said that to my daughter a few times over the years. Elizabeth said, I did it the other day. I went back and the kids didn't want to do their chores. I lost it. I threatened to cancel Christmas.
Does it work?
Anita says, I tried not to say idle threats. So that is the thing, Anita. According to the experts, like if you're going to threaten and you're going to say Christmas is going to be canceled and you're not going to get any, you have to follow through. And that has got to be the world's hardest follow through.
Oh, yeah. And then it says on there, be prepared for meltdowns. Meltdown. That's one way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's funny. Now, listen, we have Elf on the Shelf, and we talked a lot about Elf on the Shelf the other day.
Shelf is
Mila
an
was
important
in.
job.
Camille's daughter, Mila, was
Oh,
in the
yeah,
other
yeah,
day. Tell me all about her Elf
Oh
on the
my
Shelf. I got to hear all about it. Because Elf on the Shelf, when I was saying when I was little, I was telling Mila this. We did not have elves that came into our house. My parents saw the elves outside. And then I never saw an elf outside, but I would see their little footprints in the snow. So I knew they were watching, and my parents said they're reporting back to Santa.
Other people say they do the phone call. Michael says pretend to call Santa, and Erin says the same thing. Our editor, she says, I've seen videos of parents calling pre-recorded police hotline to take the naughty children away. This is hilarious. Just got to make a phone call to the big guy in the North Pole. Get him on the line and say, hey, I got some bad kids here. You got to tell them what to do.
Let's see here.
Funny. My dad
Jeanette
told
said
us to
they
go
kind
to
of canceled it
orphanage.
last year. They did a smaller gathering, no gifts, and it was the most peaceful Christmas. The kids still got the gifts.
I call that a practical Christmas. It's not necessarily that it's
Absolutely.
canceled. Christmas, obviously not about the gifts at the end of the day. It's about being with your family and sharing all of that, whether you're by the tree with a bunch of gifts or whether you're just by the tree and there's no gifts there. I call that more of a practical Christmas. And like my family and I, we're leaning a little more towards practical. We're still getting gifts and things like that, but we're getting gifts that, make sense. My dad wants a gift card towards his like golf membership, something like that. Less so something you might open up, but like more something that kind of contributes and makes your life a little
As
easier.
we've become adults, I think I've said this before, we still get stockings at my mom's house, and everybody's stocking is full of, and I'm not kidding you, like the personal care items that you would use for the next 6
I look forward
months.
to getting socks every single year. I'm like, oh, good. I'm
Our
good to go.
stockings come with like a big thing of Tide underneath.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Incredible.
And so like
Good
it's
stuff,
me, my
MB.
brother, and Paul. And so, then we've got Tide for forever because we're all in the same house, you know.
And then you're kind of good to go.
Now look at what happened in Nancy's house. The kids woke up to Cole. Santa then came back
Really?
and sent gifts the next night.
Okay. So
Mhm.
that's a lesson there. I mean, that's the follow through. That's what you're talking about. You
That is
say,
the father. But it was funny because we talked about this at 5:15, and a lot of the parents and the people who were joining us were like, they did say they would never cancel Christmas. Like that would destroy children. It would destroy their stuff. And I'm like, but a quarter of parents said they've definitely threatened no gifts. And like, I could hear that happening if you get really frustrated, or like we're watching the behavior, we're, hitting the point. We're like,
get there. Peter knows me well. Don't get anything for Taylor that Taylor needs to return. Listen to me now, because it will not get returned. I'm not going back to the store. I'm not taking that receipt and bringing it to someone and waiting in that customer service line that's out the door on January 1st. I'm not doing any of that. I will not return it. It will go into my closet and it will sit there forever.
Kelly says they stopped doing gifts after age 18. We enjoy getting together more, a few lottery tickets and alcohol. We love it.
That's a good gift.
There's always a good scratch off in somebody's stocking. I always love to get a
That's
couple
good
of those
stuff.
for people. Nancy was telling us, mind you,
That was
when
40 years
Santa came the next day, it was 40 years ago, but it worked.
Thank you, Anita. No returns. Who has time for all that? I'm not doing it.
Erin says her family's doing dinner as a Christmas present and then just gifts for the kids.
That's good too.
Oh, here. Linda says hubby and her aren't giving each other presents. Got a new vehicle, new kitchen, new stove this year. Merry Christmas to you. Absolutely. Those
That's
are
a
all
lot to
practical things
celebrate.
you do every single day.
That's a lot to celebrate. You can use the new stove, cook a nice dinner, a beautiful new kitchen, and then you got the new car, and then you drive that to your friend's house where they got the nice tree and all the gifts. And get
Yeah.
that done.
Absolutely. Caitlin says she buys Cole candy for her daughter's stocking every single year.
Super funny.
That is funny. I've heard of people like who have gotten Cole in a stocking or have gotten
I've never
Cole
heard
in
of
a
that.
box.
I didn't know that people were really doing that.
I've
Again,
heard that
angel
before.
child, never had any
Mhm.
problems, don't even know what coal is. Have no idea what's going on. When I was a kid, so I have a sister, but she's older than me, so it was just me in the house growing up. I'm telling you, I would wake up my parents. I mean, it had to be like 5 a.m. Christmas morning. I'm like, hey, Michael, Gina, get up. We got Christmas to do.
That's
We got stuff to get
I got
going.
news for you, Taylor. Most kids do that.
I mean, well, no, I was
remember
like 12. I was like borderline high school.
I remember as we got a little bit older, my parents would tell us, don't be coming into the room until it's like 6 a.m. Give us until 6 a.m. But I know those are really early mornings for kids. It's tough.
I would be like in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going in there.
They
Make it
get very
happen.
excited. Oh, Kelly, here's a good one too. They just got back from a cruise. Christmas vacation, no gifts needed.
Where'd you guys go? How was it?
And Caitlin also saying a Secret Santa for the adults. Definitely the way.
Yeah, do like a white elephant something.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll be back here tomorrow.
I'll be back here with you tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. You can finish the rest of your breakfast pizza now that we don't have to talk so much.
Awesome.
See you
I think
guys.
I'm hungry.
Bye-bye.